Hello, fam. Welcome to the another session of your Hackathon 2.0. I'm Shiv from Web3 for All, and today here we have Krishna Sharma. He is the co-founder of Community. Okay, Krishna, thank you for joining this session.
Yeah,
So start with your intro and then move into the community, like what you guys are building, and finally we will wrap this up with some Q&A. Over to
great,
you.
great. Yeah, so first of all, thank you for hosting us for this particular video. And I want to just give you a small introduction about myself. So myself is Krishna Sharma, and I am a lead blockchain developer at Parcel and a co-founder at Community. So let me actually share the screen and explain what we do in Community, right? So yep. So, community is basically a platform for those engineers which are already in this particular technology space, right? They are working as a web developer, front end developer, back end developers, or might be someone who wanted to actually start their career with Web3 world, right? So, every one of you will be hearing about this Web 3.0. So, we basically came here to actually get you understanding of what Web 3.0 is and how you can actually leverage the development part of this particular thing, right? What our community does is we have few very comprehensive courses on blockchain development, right? So the major part which we cover is blockchain, and we have courses on Solana, Solidity, and we have courses like comprehensive courses like 16-week courses with live classes, hackathon, bounties, everything we included in that particular course. And that too, we have like graduated our two batch earlier for Solidity, and we are going to launch our next batch like just after this particular month on the 5th of the March for Solana. That too is completely sponsored by Solana Foundation, right? So this is what we are all about. So you can actually visit our website and see all the things, right? So and then we have few testimonials also. So few of our graduates are working on very good startups. Like this is one of our graduate who got 41 lpa, right? So we have these kinds of success stories also, and we'll be coming up with more as soon as we graduated our sixth batch, right? So this is all about community. And if you wanted to register for the next batch, you can just visit website and apply now, and you can register for that. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to explain. So yeah.
So yeah, let's move to some Q&A.
Okay.
So, tell me more about your background and how you started this community. I mean, what is the intention behind you starting this community?
Okay. So, me and my co-founder Dipanshu, like we are like friends from very long time, and we are working in this Web3 space for almost 2 years right now. And uh, I was also a full stack developer earlier that, and when I moved to my new company where I used to work with blockchain, I started like looking onto the internet, right? So everyone do that, like go for this, like what is your Stack Overflow and go with other website to search like how we can run Web3, right? But the thing is, we understand that there are no much resources available. Even if some websites like BuildSpace and other companies are there, but they are just like onboarding tool. Like they will get you some knowledge, you will get you on board on Web3, but there is no something like which will give you an extensive knowledge about it, right? and and there comes a picture, right, where I basically met someone which is like from one of the biggest web3 organization from India, and I learned web3 development, blockchain development from him only. And then uh, after working for a few months, we think that this is a particular gap that we need to fill, and we are very excited about this edtech space, right? So we decided to start this community, and we wanted to enroll as much as students, we wanted to educate as much as students. That's why we are keeping like batches free of cost, we are educating them, right? But yeah, so this is all about like the motivation toward like starting this particular uh, like blockchain course.
Cool. How does community's curriculum different from other blockchain courses or programs, and what unique advantages do you offer to the builders or the
Yeah.
learners?
Yeah. So coming to the curriculum, so the major part of the curriculum is live classes, right? So as you I guys, as you most of you knows that in Web3 there is no any particular tutorial or media which is very extensive line by line, and which will guide you through the documentation, which will guide you through the errors that you are facing, right? So what we did is basically we break that into the live classes, and what we are doing here is we will be solving those doubt live in the classes. We'll be hand holding everything, right, for the students, so that they can actually learn the real gist of that, right? And then we have like hackathons included in it, and then we have bounties included in it, right? So it's basically a complete learning experience for a student. So it's not just like that you will come to our platform, deploy one NFT, and you'll become a website developer. It's not like that, right? You have to learn more about development, the core knowledge, core concepts of languages that we are learning: Solidity, Solana, Rust, anything, right? So we basically break the curriculum like that, so that you will start learning from basics and to the intermediate level, right? So we'll start dealing with the production code, right? So this is what we want a user to do, and then that's how our curriculum is designed for us.
Cool. So blockchain is relatively a new and rapidly evolving technology. So
Yeah.
how did you stay up to date with the latest trends and development that's happening in the Web3, and how do you incorporate these into your curriculum?
Right. So, talking about blockchain development, I believe there is no like there are very less resources out there. Even though now, like it is a trend, right? So if you want to learn about blockchain development, or I'm so I'll go with their documentation. I'll see the change logs in every new releases, right? How what kind of new updates they're coming up with. And I also follow some of the big article like Bankless and all other stuff, right? So they used to give us knowledge about those new Web3 events and everything which is going on the world. So this is how basically I try to keep myself updated in Web3, right? And the development side also.
Cool. What are some of the most exciting real world applications of blockchain technology that you've seen, and how did you see this evolving over the years?
Yeah. So I would say for me the most real time application that I have seen so far is in the field of fintech, right? So fintech is one of the very severe field, and then this decentralized finance came into the picture, and now if you see like billions and billions of dollars are actually trading upon these fintech accounts, right? So DeFi is one of the very crucial and like game changer real time usage. And then we have like blockchain in supply chain industries also. People are trying to use these particular things in healthcare industry also. And then it's also come into the media and ownership, right? And then we have this images, audio, video, everything is just trying to cope up with Web3 and blockchain, right? But the one of the major application is always the DeFi for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to someone who is interested in learning about blockchain technology,
Hmm.
but who's been sort of intimidated by these technical complexities of this topic?
Yeah. So yeah, so that is one of the reason we why we started this course, because blockchain is completely different from architecture. So if you are working with Web2 applications and you wanted to switch to Web3, like there are a lot of architectural structural changes which you have to relearn, right? And that is what I would suggest, that first, if anyone wanted to go with Web3 learning, just first go with how actually this blockchain works, right? And what is this Web3 is all about, right? What basically we are promoting decentralization, trustless security. So you need to understand all these principles, right? Once you understand these things, right, uh, theoretically, right, then you will start learning about the practical knowledge, like how you can actually write code to implement all those logics into your applications, right? So you have to start from very basic, like learning theoretically about all these concepts, and then moving yeah, so moving toward the development side, right? So that is how basically
So,
yeah, so that is how basically I understand the space completely.
awesome. So, adding to that, so what exactly do you target audience? I mean, the who are you exactly targeting? The entry level or intermediate level, or who are like sort of into Web three?
Yeah, so I would say the major target audience would be the intermediate level, the developers who already know how to develop applications, web application, mobile applications, right? They know how to work with code because working with blockchain is very low level, right? So if you're working with blockchain, you have to work with low level codes, and that is kind of a complex thing. So if you are an intermediate person who knows already about the web, like programming and like logic building, right? Then you are good to go. But if you are like very beginner, so I would suggest first go through the development courses like JavaScript, HTML, all those stuff. Make yourself comfortable with that, then you should move to this particular thing. Because anyway, if you want to directly go to the smart contract development, that would not be possible as a fresher, right? So that is what is my suggestion is. And also, like, person who already knows about web3 is always the like one of the best target for us, right? So they we have to keep like do less efforts on that particular person. So right, yeah.
Okay. You have a mentorship program as well for your programs, right? How does this mentorship program at your community courses help students?
Yeah, so what we basically did is like all the students that which have been already graduated, right? They know what kind of issues they have faced through learnings, right? And that's why we have created a Discord for an open community where everyone is still added active, right? And if any new student have any doubt, right, then those previous student can act as a mentor, right, and they will provide solution for their particular issues, right, because they've already gone through that phase, right. So this will help us like build up a community based learning, right. So this is what mentorship program is.
Cool. Share any one of the example of a successful app built by one of your community students.
Okay. I believe like we have built up more than 10 or 12 dApps within the course. I don't think I have any link, but I let me actually I will actually look into that, and if any students have uploaded that particular thing into LinkedIn or Twitter, and then I'll provide the link after this call. Then you can just share it with anyone, right? So yeah, so we have an internal sheets where we basically take the submits of all the projects and all, but that is for internal purpose. I'm not sure if anyone is publics it, right? So if there is something, I'll probably share it with you.
Cool. Looking ahead for next 5 or 10 years, I would say like where did you see community and blockchain education as whole, and what did you believe will be the biggest challenges in this space?
Right. So when it comes to education, right, when it comes to educating people about blockchain, so everyone knows in India also we have been saying that government is very restrictive toward this blockchain space, and this is one of the reason why government is not keeping it open for everyone because many people does not have any education about this particular space. So there are more possibilities of spams, scams, right? So anyone can actually get into some kind of a scam, right? Because the education is very less about Web3. So I would see that if we wanted to adopt this new architecture, right, this new kind of building software, this new kind of terminology, we surely have to spread very high education about that. And what with community we wanted to do, not only just blockchain, we wanted to cover the every aspect of the Web3, right? So if you have seen, Web3 is not all about blockchain. It is all about like decentralization, trustless ownership, right? These are some of the few properties of Web3, and we are basically solving it using chat gpt, also using blockchain also. Then we have generative AI is coming into the picture, and then we have like 3D modeling arts, all those things, which is like trying to make a new internet, right? So in future we probably want to build up courses upon those technologies also, right? So currently we are covering only the blockchain, but we'll be surely coming with like auditing courses. We'll be coming up with like generative AI courses, right? Those are all in roadmap. So we'll be looking toward that to basically become a complete package for learning for this Web3 environment.
Awesome.
Yep.
So share some insights into the most common mistakes that students make while learning blockchain, and what tips do you give to avoid them?
Yep. So the most common mistake I have seen so far is, according to my experience, is basically when this space is little complex. So like it's not easily understandable by everyone. So if you are getting into it, right, you have to keep motivated. You have to keep yourself motivated, because I have seen the drop rate also when students started learning about it, but after few classes or after few uh, learnings, right? Suppose they have deployed their token, they have created their NFT, there is interest will start getting distracted, right? So keeping yourself motivated toward this learning, right, and accepting this new kind of architecture, right, because it's very limited. It's skills, it's still scaling right now. Like lots of things are still coming into the picture every day. You wanted to learn a new thing, right? So if you wanted to learn about web3 and this blockchain development and all, right, you have to keep yourself very motivated about this. You have to like have at least motivation toward learning this, right? So if you're following this goal, right, then it's very easy for you to actually cope up with this space.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's give a quick overview of what
Yeah.
your community does is. So mostly you are targeting these intermediate level, right?
Yeah.
So give a clear curriculum of when your next course will be starting, how long it is,
Yeah.
and tell us, like, from the starting point, how your main uh, curriculum mainly differentiates.
Yep. Okay. So I'll probably share the screen and explain this. So how we manage the curriculum is, so if I open this particular link on the website, you can also view this link. This is public link, right? So here you can see that we have a blockchain course where we have a pre-course which basically runs for 10 days. So pre-course is basically to get you familiar with cryptography, encryptions, end-to-end encryption, wallets, E2E chats, all those stuff, right? So this is very basic things that you need to actually understand before learning about the blockchain, right? And then after that we have a blockchain fundamental, which is about 30 hours, right? And what we basically teach in this is about history of blockchain. What is the data structure which is used in blockchain, how, what are the mechanism on which blockchain works, like it is proof of work, proof of history, proof of stake. Then we explain about mining, decentralization. So all those theoretical concept which I have told you earlier, that if anyone new person is starting, right, so they have to be very clear about the architecture and the thinking about the blockchain and the decentralization, right? So once you cover and once you are ready with the motivation, once you know enough about this space, right, then we have like the two paths, which is one is Solidity, another one is Solana. You can choose either one of this path, right? So we'll be coming up with the Solidity batch in March, and then Solana batch also in March 5th. So for Solana batch, the date is already what do you say chosen. And if you wanted to register for an event, which is basically tomorrow, so we'll be hosting an event with head of developer ecosystem Solana Foundation, Chase Barker, right? So he'll be the chief guest tomorrow, and this will be on tomorrow 9 p.m. So anyone can register it using the Luma link. And then we have a very extensive detailed course about any like particular path. So if you go into the Solana, right, you will see like what are the concepts we are going to teach you, right? So we are basically trying to cover each and every aspect, right? So we'll be covering the tokenomics, NFTs, DeFi, governance, security, frameworks, everything we wanted to cover, right? So this is how it works. And if you wanted to apply for the batch, you can just directly go here, click on apply now, and this will redirect you to this particular link, where you can just click on buy now, and you can just use any Google sign in. Suppose I'm doing this, okay, or you can probably use any other email or name. Once you did that, it will ask you for the checkout. Okay, so yeah, let's click on this buy now. And it, as you can see, it's completely free of cost, so you just need to pass these checks and yeah, proceed. And yeah, so now you have purchased this particular course. Now you can start the learning. So currently this course is locked because this is going to be available on 5th of March, as you can see, and you can see each and every chapter that you are going to study, right? So this is how our platform works. So you will find each and every notes, videos, everything in this particular platform, which is being built by us, right? So that you can actually see. And if you have any meetings, if you have any sessions, you will find it here. You have discussion boards, you have notice boards, everything is like in our platform. So you just need to register for the course and start your learning. So this is how we have managed our platform. So yeah, this is all about the registrations and how you can join our course.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even the website.
Yeah,
How
right.
long? I mean, how large is your team right now?
Sorry.
How many team members do you have right now?
Yep. So like we are three co-founders, and then we have two software engineer, which is basically working on this particular product and our website, right? And then we have one community manager, one content writer. So I guess we are a group of 7 to 8 people currently.
Yeah. Who teaching these things? So the
So
teach.
I am the one who is basically taking care of all the course related stuff. I'll be teaching the classes. I'll be taking the doubt sessions and everything. Yes is one of our co-founder who manages the product team, right? He'll be responsible for websites and product we have. And then Dipanshu we have who is basically managing all the operations, financial stuff, hiring, everything, right? So that is how it's being distributed.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So next, I'll give more to these quick questions.
Yeah.
Tell me three names who has been most influential to you.
Okay. In Web3 space, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say like I have been following many people in Web3, right? So most of them are developers, in which one of them is my senior, like he's from Instadap. If you have heard about Instadap, like this is one of the biggest organization of India, Web3 India, right? And Trilok is one of the lead engineer in that. That is one person who actually teaches me about the solidity and blockchain development. So I admire him like most. And then we have like if you know about Gnosis, right? So I follow a person who basically written the contracts with the Gnosis, Richard, right? So I know him. And then we have like other people, like if you in Solana also there is one person which is Kash Dhanda, if you have heard about it. So I follow him like for all the updates and YouTube, like community stuff, right? So these are one of the three persons which I follow most.
Cool. So what books are you reading right now? And give us three book recommendations from yourself.
Okay. Regarding the books, I also like just started with books. So as a starter pack, we have to go through like the Peter Thiel book that is like 0 to 1, right? I have read that. Then we have Rich Dad Poor Dad. So currently, if I can show you, I have one book. Let me get it for you. So yeah, so I was actually reading this book. So your next 5 moves. This is from Patrick Bet David. So this is regarding the business. So I also wanted to learn about business a lot. So I'm currently reading that particular book.
Yeah. What is? Tell me one of your biggest failures in your life and what would you learn from that.
Okay. So I would say one of my biggest failure, if I can talk about, so in my academics, right, when we are in 10 and 12th, right, so I'm not that good in like studies, right? So we like physics, chemistry, math, all the stuffs like just go up on my head, right? And so like at that time, like my like parents want me to go into some kind of very good college like IIT and something, right? And do BTech. But that time I actually decided to not to go with BTech. I like just filled the form for an distance education, and I was doing that. So that time I feel like it was a very down period for me. Like I'm not following my parents' path, and I'm kind of going in a different direction. But hopefully that direction comes out for me, and the results are good. Like so, yeah, like so what I would say, like if you believe in your things, like if you are basically doing something different, going away from anything which is basically a culture, right? And if you believe that that is going to work out, you should follow that, at least give that particular thing a try, right? So even if you fail, like you have a lot of experience and you will gain that experience and you will come up again, right? So this is what I basically face.
Yeah. Now I can understand, how did you came with this community.
Yeah.
Good. Any closing notes from your side, Krishna?
So regarding the closing notes, right, I have seen very like few like very good companies coming for this Web3 organize like Web3 kind like right. So everyone is trying to get on board themselves on Web3, right? And so I would suggest like just go for some good knowledge, try to explore lot of stuffs in internet, right? And you have to practice a lot, you have to give lot of time, right, to actually get all those things on your hand. And try to explore a lot of things, right? Try to watch videos, try to cover courses, practice lot, right, in the code. If you wanted to become a good Web3 programmer, right? And if you also wanted to become something else in a Web3 space, it can be a community manager, it can be a content writer, right? Web3 is all about everything, right? So you can basically follow your passion, do the work, and try to use the internet as much as you can, because internet is currently the gem of this world, right? If you are using it in correct way, then you will be the one who will become like unbeatable. And there is one major thing what I feel is create your social appearance, right? So if, I am also very introvert earlier times, right? But what I feel that if you are building a business, you have to go out and talk with people, right? And if you are introvert, you have to build yourself like that build your social appearance, build your profiles, build talk to people, network as much as people you can, right? So those are going to affect you in very good manner in future. So these are all my thoughts about all the everyone is coming to Web3 or any other space also. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Krishna, for joining this session.
Yep. Thank you so much for hosting us. And yeah, we would like to do more collaborations in future. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.